Hello, collective. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to a little car Chronicles. I was just thinking about one of my own mentors that unfortunately is no longer with us. His name was Gregory Scott, and he had a YouTube channel, and he would give a morning message, and it used to be so insightful, and he's missed because it really helped. And I could never be him. And I've thought about doing like a little morning message, but every time I think about it, I think about how great his was, and that belief, like, what could I offer? Sometimes I wonder that, like, being here, like, what can I offer? And I know that there's something, and I know that I'm here for a reason, just as you all are, right? And sometimes you just got to believe in yourself and know that there's a reason, that there's a purpose. And anytime that someone was called on in the Bible, they weren't ready. They weren't prepared. The only thing they could say is, "Here I am, Lord." So here I am with you. We are on a journey together. And this morning I'm gonna look at 3 cards and see what I can get out of them, right? First of all, the whole deck is in reverse. That could signify new beginnings that are set to come eventually. So I'm gonna do a different reading just because they really are all in reverse, and I'd love to hear your opinion. So we have the Tower in reverse, we have Justice in reverse, and we have 9 of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Tower is typically something that comes to shake up everything that's going on, and it ends up for your highest good, though it does not feel like it in the time. Right? So that could be a situation or person. Scorpio is the sign for the Tower. Then you have Justice, typically Libra. Justice is in reverse, so justice usually means justice is coming. When I see the Tower in justice, karmic justice usually would come, but with this, it's like it's not coming. Justice is not coming. And then you have the 9 of Wands, which is the wounded warrior, coming to an end of the cycle, lessons learned. What this is telling me is that someone had the opportunity to do something right. And with the wheel in reverse on the bottom of the deck, and they chose not to. Someone had the opportunity to end a lesson, end a karmic lesson, and give it justice and really complete that contract in the right way so you don't have to repeat life lessons again. And they chose not to. So here's the thing I want to let you know, collective, my star seeds, my earth angels, and really anyone who's listening, because you are all welcome. We are all God's children. Energy. This is just the energy for now. And I stress for you. You can listen to some of these videos, and these people will be saying certain things, and power is in the word of the tongue, or power is in something about power of it. There's the power of the tongue, basically. Okay? And words are the power of the tongue, which means that don't let anyone speak something over you while you're watching these videos and accept it, because that just does not have to be. You can always change. I know that's going to be one of the things that I talk about a lot, and the reason why I do is because I'm here before you, because I have done a lot of changing, and I know I need to do a lot more. But Change can happen. It is never too late until your last breath. I promise you. So when I'm sitting here reading this, saying these things are in reverse and someone is not heeding, it doesn't mean that this has to stick this way. Every single day, every single minute, every single second gives you the option to pivot. One of my favorite poems is The Road Less Traveled by Robert Frost. I had to memorize it when I was a child, and it has become so instrumental in my life. I have been a person that is always elected when I became conscious and aware, and even before that, I've just always had the personality to just kind of see how everyone is doing one thing and then question it for myself and do another if I feel that there's a need. I don't have to go where everyone else is going. I don't have to do what everyone else is doing, and neither do you. And if there is something in you, even just a spark of intuition, even just that little hint of the Holy Spirit speaking to you, because it's not going to be loud. It's going to be a whisper. If there's anything in you that is urging you to change something within yourself, just take that first step. Everything seems so monumental and so big if we have a problem to tackle. However, all it starts is with the one step. You know, that butterfly effect, where just the flap of the butterfly can change everything else. You just got to start the ball rolling. Just start. So, I do want to say that, you know, the scales will have to be balanced. Somehow or other, the scales get balanced. Sometimes it hurts when the scales are balanced. Like I told you, the tower is not nice. But don't not do something out of fear of what is to come, because something is going to come anyway. And it may be for your highest good, or it may be to teach you a lesson. Both are for your highest good, but that lesson hurts. That lesson really, really hurts. So you make that choice. You do something for your highest good. You make that pivot for yourself. If the universe has to step in to make that pivot for you, it is instrumentally a little bit tenser than it would be if you just took it within your own hands, right? It's kind of like that, you know, it's coming back to me, and this is going to totally age me, but I totally listened to all of those, you know, Saturday morning cartoons and those lessons that you learned. And I haven't watched a lot of sitcoms lately, but back in the day, it was like they taught you a lesson, or the ABC after school story, or those commercials when you're sitting up eating cereal. For me, with my cousin on a weekend morning, because my mom was working her second job, right? My cousin at my grandmother's house, and whatever other cousins and uncles were coming through. You know, I didn't realize that those were beautiful times, and maybe the holidays are coming up. Maybe I'm talking about it because someone out there is reminiscing also about their family. Family's great. And as great as that was, there were other things too. So I acknowledge all of it, and there is a beauty in the imperfect. But I remember that commercial, the "Who broke my window? Telling the truth isn't gonna be easy. Glass everywhere I look." Right? But to come forward, it relieves so much. You know, those feelings of guilt, and it's because God knows that you're good. And those feelings of guilt are to remind you that, like, it's okay. Just come forth and change it. You never know. But living in the fear and the hesitation and the stress and the worry that puts on you, knowing that it's going to come out eventually, or someone's going to come to you eventually with it, or you will just have to live the repercussions of your actions. Just take charge. It's much easier than to take that leap than to be pushed. And it's going to be one or the other. You either take that leap or you will be pushed. I know, I wish it were easier. I've had to do that so many times in my life. I'm never going to speak to you about something that I don't know. I want you to know that. I'm never going to be opinionated about something that I don't know, or I don't feel, or I don't have experience of when I'm talking to you. I'm here because of my experiences. And you're here because of yours. And I hope that I can provide some type of value. So, Card Chronicles, first message. There's always the ability to change. There's always the ability to take the reins. And there's always the ability to really take that leap and not look at it as a bad thing, right? Anything else, Holy Spirit? Thank you for being with me today. I feel so good in my heart. I feel so good about the positive things that I'm experiencing and the positive people that are coming into my life. And I'm so optimistic and so hopeful for tomorrow. And part of that has to do with just kind of finding my voice, or really finding a way to utilize it that I feel is beneficial to not only myself, but maybe to others, to give back, because I've been able to find guidance on here. And I hope I can at least provide something to you. So let's see. Next 3 cards that I'm going to pull are the Six of Cups, the Strength card, and the 4 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, King of Swords. 6 of Cups, typically people think of as a past life soulmate. But with my readings, I also see the 6 of Cups as patterns and lessons. Could be brought into by a past life soulmate, or just for your own internal, not major arcana. So it could be that person is holding back. You have strength, but that's also like standing strong. It could also be stubbornness in what one has decided to do for themselves and hold. And then you have the 4 of Pentacles, which is like holding back. Again, all of this is not, there's no major arcana. So definitely situational. We may be dealing with something right now that is hard to look at. Maybe feeling something right now because it's the 6 of Cups. And I'm sorry, I said this in another reading too. I promise you guys I know my difference between major and minor arcana. And the Strength card is actually in the middle of this 3-card spread. So that is a major arcana. So there is something going on internally, I would say. And that is causing you to hold back. That's what I'm seeing right now. But so it is strength. That can be a very positive thing. Being resolute within oneself. With this, the Strength card is looking at the 6 of Cups. So it's like looking at past patterns and reflecting. And being honest with yourself. With the King of Swords at the bottom. That's cold, hard facts. That's just saying the truth. So being honest with yourself. That 4 of Pentacles, though, is holding back. Either wanting to come in and be honest or holding back. Or looking at past patterns, issues, and understanding that you can still be strong, and maybe they've held you back before, but there's a type of success within you that is calling, and you can actually let that go and leave it behind. Leave it behind. Take that leap. So good chatting with you today. Tower and Ace of Wands. Tower, Death, and Ace of Wands. So when you do that, it's like a complete transformation and a new beginning. And it is going to surprise everyone. Maybe yourself. Bottom of the deck at this time, 8 of Swords. But it's going to release you. It's going to release you from that isolated not even isolated, but it's going to release you from those thoughts of being stuck. Because, you know, they always say on this card with the Eight of Swords, it's like you can take off that blindfold, you can cut that stuff off anytime, loosen it up. It's already loose, just shake it off. No, it's not just shaking it off, but you got to let it go. So once you do that, it's like something great. You can move forward and you don't have to go backwards. It's just about releasing, like placing things where it needs to be on alignment, becoming aligned to your path. You know, that reversal in the very beginning, it was like not accepting that tower is not accepting your alignment to be able to move forward, whatever that is. Opening yourself up to the possibility that not everything you know right now is true, that there is something else. There could be something else, another point of view, another way to react. You can do it. And those that are meant to cross your path will be open. Those that are meant to learn lessons with you will be open. It's okay to be vulnerable. So I'm running into themes here, change and vulnerability. And let those laugh. Who cares about somebody laughing? Who cares that they can giggle and gossip off of the decisions that you make? Who cares? What do? Do they sign your checks? Or is there a misery associated with that, right? Is there a misery associated with that when people have to sit up and talk about the path of others? Is it easier to talk about the path of others and what they are doing, right or wrong, versus actually looking at your path and really being honest with yourself and placing up a mirror? Place up a mirror to you, criticize you, laugh at you, gossip about you. Do that. Fix you. Be open enough to love enough to say, hey, I don't agree with everything, but they're doing their due. Help someone go through something hard. Encourage someone in a positive way and not in a selfish way or for your own means. Look at yourself and see what selfish things that you have done. How can you make it different? Are you living a farce? Are you living for other people or for your image and not for you or within? Are you living just for money? Are you sacrificing yourself for money? How are you sacrificing yourself for money? Your integrity, your body? Is it all as cracked up to be in the end? I truly believe that we all want love. I truly believe that. No matter how someone is acting out, I truly believe we all want love in that way, that pure way, whatever that pure way is. Yesterday, I ran into the man in the grocery store, and he was in one of those electronic wheelchairs, and he had a car full of groceries. So I asked him if it was okay. I actually started loading his stuff up onto the register to be checked out before he even told me that it was okay. And he was like, oh, thank you very much. And I don't know how we got on the topic as we were talking, but he mentioned, I must have asked him something, and he mentioned that, you know, during the holidays, it's kind of hard. His wife died 2 years ago, and they were really married. That's what he said. He said, we were really married. Not that, oh, we've been married for 50 some years and we're happy. And he said, they're miserable. He said, no, we were happy. We woke up every day. I was excited to see her. We loved each other. We respected each other. And I was like, wow. Because he understood. He understood what he had. He understood the difference between pretenses and between what is. That's all it is. What is and what isn't. Just like God said, I am. What is. That man, he was so kind. And then we just talked about how, you know, it's still kind of hard, and he has his children, and he tries to talk to his son. It's about relationships and what needs to be done. And I was just realizing, like, it's so good to have a man out there that is still trying to impart on his children the importance of relationship. And he showed it. But, you know, we all get off track. Our influences by who's around us, by what society tells us is okay. But he understood. He understood that there's that value in it, right? Be honest with your relationships, everybody. Because they're not going to be perfect. But man, I've had the pleasure of speaking with people who've been able to say, we've had this many years together, and I'm so grateful that I went through it. And there's always the theme, it was hard, but so worth it. And there's such a blessing in that. So wherever you are, everyone, in whatever relationship you're in, may you treasure it, may it be beautiful, may it be everything that you want it to be. But may you also be honest, and may you also look at it. And if there's something that you can work out, and if that person is worth it, I encourage you. But again, if it is something that is detrimental to your psyche, if it is something that is detrimental to you physically, if it is something that leaves you feeling like you have a hole inside, I encourage you to make a different decision. Because you can find that beauty. That beauty is out there. That love is out there. It just doesn't happen as quickly as society wants you to believe. However, I do want to say this. There is something that there are a few of you that have been holding on to something, and you finally let go, and then like boom, your tower happens, but it's like a great one. And then things from different places start happening for you. And it's because what you were doing, who you were with, the situation that you were in was holding you back. Spiritually, energy-wise, it was taking your energy. You ever feel depleted after being with somebody? Feel depleted? Like, oh my gosh, you just gave them everything. You shouldn't be feeling like that. Or you start losing stuff. Money's not the same. You know, think about the company that you keep or the relationship that you're in, and no matter how much you want to hold on to it, what's that been doing for you and the rest of your life surrounding? How has it affected your relationship with family, with relatives, with your children? And that's another thing that we'll talk about, relationships and children. I do plan to discuss that, and making the right decisions. And always understanding that if you're a parent, you're making the decision not only for you, but for your child as well. And they need protection. And I will just say this, you don't put anybody above your children. If you already have children, and I know that it's controversial, but if that person is not showing that they are there, if that person is not showing that they are taking the lead, if that person is not showing that they are taking that place as your true counterpart, then you don't give them the access and the privilege of who you are and of who you are to your partner. If they are not giving that to you, therein lies the depletion. Because you're given something that is not being returned, and then everything else around you is suffering. Let me tell you, your plants will start dying. Not only just like your relationships, but your plants will start dying. And you know when you're going into a relationship or thinking about who you're with, and if it's for the long term, how are they benefiting me in a way that is in alignment with my life's purpose? That's what you need to ask yourself. Their habits and what they're doing, is that in alignment with me? Because I'm going to tell you, if it's not in alignment with you, eventually it will tower. It will tower every single time if it's not in alignment. If that person is cheating, if that person is lying to you, if that person is hiding secrets, if you are cheating, if you are lying, if you are hiding secrets, if you are not living how you should be living or what you asked for, it will never be right. Don't prolong it. So just ask certain questions in the beginning. Is this in alignment with who I am and where I'm going and where I see myself in my life's purpose? Ask those tough questions. Now here's the problem. People lie. People lie very well. And not everyone is going to be like you, Starseed. Not everyone is going to be like you, Earth Angel. You may have been through stuff, dealt with liars, but then still like, I'm going to still have an open heart. That is fine. That is fine. That is good. Because you do not let others change who you are. However, keep those antennas up. And when you do, get that intuition nudge. When you do start having issues, don't stop asking questions. Chances are they won't be able to answer, and then you'll get your answer. Okay? It's never too late to pivot in whatever you need to pivot in your life. It's just never too late.